Welcome to Recovering Addict. I'm LT and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I'm Felice, married to this hunk of a hunk over here.
Whoa. And what we are is a recovery channel held up by a community greater than ourselves, and that's where you would want to be, is to join us in the Discord. We have classes, we have daily recovery meetings, an awesome group that is there for support 24 hours a day all around the world. And that's what we do. We're just trying to get through life together and to do it and remain sober and clean and to become better people at the end of the day. At the beginning of the show, we have been highlighting, starting last Sunday, a celebrity of the week. And today we're going to talk about Anthony Kiedis. He's the lead singer frontman for Red Hot Chili Peppers. And it's not going to take long. I just want to touch on his sobriety. And I want to read this article to you because it is a really good reason and one of the reasons that we are highlighting celebrities' sobriety. Because addiction is unlike most other diseases, which are typically either physical or psychological. Moreover, most of diseases develop due to very specific factors and circumstances, right? But the disease of addiction is enigmatic because it's both physical and psychological, and very few of it is causes moderately understood. Very few of the causes of it are moderately understood. One thing that is known with great certainty is that this disease that has infected the entire demographic spectrum. Men and women, young and old, religious, spiritual, and atheists, and from all cultures and socioeconomic backgrounds. Due to the wide variety of contributors to this disease's development, there's almost nobody who is completely safe from this deadly, destructive brain disease. Most people picture addicts as people that they see portrayed on the news, right, and other forms of media. The stereotypical addict is often someone who's lost all his job, family, home, world possessions. Moreover, there's a common belief that all addicts have or will contradict some type of blood-borne illness like hepatitis or HIV. While there are some that fit this description, there is as much variation among addicts as there are among the entire global population. Meaning that the stereotypical assumption imposed on anyone who suffers from chemical dependency are often going to be inaccurate. You never know who could be an addict. Basically, when I think of that, I think you never know who you're standing next to or what they're suffering. Just be nice to them, kind of a thing, right? The most obvious example of this inaccuracy of the addicted stereotype is the number of celebrities who have become addicted to drugs and alcohol. Unlike those of us who aren't famous, celebrities must always be acutely aware of the fact that their behaviors are always being watched, documented, and publicized. Unfortunately, many celebrities who struggle with addiction
Maybe your phone.
end up having their plights splashed across the front page of various magazines and featured in reports in the news, right? As soon as a celebrity does something, because of our appetite for destruction, our appetite for drama, it just sells like mad when we see a celebrity go downhill. That's what we're waiting for, the big kaboom, right? They're not given the privacy that most of us had with regard to the journey into our addiction. We've got privacy. We've got to go and actually remain anonymous a lot of the times in addiction. Which is cool when celebrities share their struggles with addiction. Despite many of their bouts with addiction being incredibly public, it is relatively common for celebrities to avoid mentioning or discussing their substance abuse problems with anybody who could have a vested interest in making their statements public. In an effort to avoid additional embarrassment, these celebrities will avoid their previous struggles and attempt to keep their past firmly there in the past. However, there's occasionally some celebrities who speak candidly about their struggle with addiction, and in some cases, their struggle with substance abuse has occurred before they became famous and therefore would likely have been discovered. But they decided to be forthcoming anyway, which is a good thing, right? We're as sick as our secrets kind of a thing. There are several reasons why a celebrity might choose to discuss his or her history of addiction. One reason is likely that it humanizes them. It's weird. People on TV, famous and gorgeous as they may be, are still at the end of the day human, right? They get belly aches. They get sick and have to go to the doctor too. But one reason that they like to share is that it actually humanizes them, and then it helps people understand, oh, look, they're just like me and you. Showing the world that they are people who make mistakes just like anyone else. Additionally, sharing their struggles shows that a person can still be successful even with a history of addiction. So if you're out there, can I be successful? Yes, you can. This is empowering, especially to those who might currently be suffering from substance abuse substance abuse problems. Because if they look up to these celebrities, you might be inspired, right? They might inspire you to recover and give you a goal to obtain. So what's more, celebrities will often have some insight into addiction or the recovery process that could be of use to many others. And, it's always good to hear a story. You never know who you're going to relate to. And if it's somebody that you're inspired by, you could be motivated into recovery. So I say hats off to the celebrities that actually are forthcoming and honest and open with their fans about being addicts and how they recovered, right? Just like we were watching Into the Rock earlier. He's like, this is our job. We're not professionals. We don't have certificates. We're not experts, but I can tell you what it was like before. I can tell you what it was like during, and I can tell you what it's like after. And that's how we do it, right? So this dude, Anthony, in high school, he met two boys who would become his bandmate. Despite spending a lot of his time doing drugs at various venues getting audiences hyped for his band, he wouldn't be the lead singer and frontman until several years later. He excelled in schools and graduated with honors. Although he attempted to study writing at the University of California, Los Angeles, Anthony dropped out at the beginning of his second year because of his excessive drug use was inhibiting his academic performance. Honor student in high school, gets to college, gets a couple of years in. Too much drugs, right? Took him down, couldn't finish it. Hey, Dwight, what's going on? It was at this point that Anthony's drug use had really begun to spiral out of control, becoming an actual addiction to cocaine and heroin. However, after stepping out on stage and blurting out an impromptu rap to a basic guitar riff, the band was asked to do more performances with Anthony as the front man. And there is born Red Hot Chili Peppers, right? Adding more and more original songs to their set list, the band adopted the name the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and they began to gain a lot of notoriety. After recording a demo, this group signed a deal with EMI, and the subsequent 10 full-length studio albums, not including albums of live recordings and their EPs. And the band's accompanying world tours are histories. However, that's not all there is to the story. For Kiedis, who had continued using drugs while performing with his bandmates, who were also using drugs throughout their early days. For a while, sobriety wasn't even a consideration, as their rock and roll brought them more and more fame. But Anthony gets pushed into recovery by tragedy, just like a lot of us do. Boy, Anthony's still the man. Heck yeah, he's a good singer, huh? And it's Flea. It's Flea bringing that punk and funk together. That's what they did. They brought funk, and at the time, in the early 80s, because they started in the 80s, y'all. Like 88 is when they finally got notoriety. They're old. And they brought the LA punk scene from back then, and funk brought it together, and that's what that sound is that you hear.
Punk funk.
Yeah, so inevitably there came a wake-up call in 1988. Slovik, an Israeli-born guitarist, a founding member of the Chili Peppers, and one of Anthony's very best friends died of an overdose, having taken too much heroin and cocaine in the same time. He was speedballing, and it killed him. 1988. Slovik's death was a momentous loss for both the band as a whole and Anthony personally. And then he checked himself into rehab, and he swore never to inject another drug soon thereafter. Able to remain clean until 1994, Anthony relapsed and caused a major delay in the release of One Hot Minute, the band's 6th studio album. So he was scared straight, right? Relapsed in 94, and it put the brakes on one of their albums. What?
Dave Navarro was good too.
Yeah, Dave Navarro's awesome. So after his relapse, Anthony continued to use on and off for the next 6 years. Look at that relapse. Think about that in your terms if you relapse. He was clean, right, from 88 all the way to 94. And then he went on a 6-year relapse. He's lucky to be alive. I mean, think about it. He's lucky to be alive. Many of the songs that Anthony wrote during this period either reinforced his drug problem or exposed his ongoing struggle. including the hit Under the Bridge. A lot of you probably know that song. On Christmas Eve of 2000, Anthony decided to attend Narcotics Anonymous meeting, even standing and announcing himself as a newcomer. That's cool.
Oh, that is cool.
You got to drop your I mean,
That's
when you're
humility.
a front man of a band. Yeah.
Everybody knows who you are, and you're like, I'm a newcomer.
I'm a newcomer. And I'm an addict. They're like, we know.
You're in the news, bud.
And guess what the cool thing is? The group welcomed him with open arms and has helped him to remain sober ever since. That's 40 years ago. Much of his anguish and desperation is chronicled in his autobiography that he published in 2004 called Scar Tissue. It's like a 400-page book. It reached a #1 on New York Times bestseller list. Clearly a compelling story that Anthony has shared resonates with many of those who have struggled with addiction personally or have witnessed a loved one struggle. So kudos to the guy who sang a song that was about LA because he didn't connect to nobody. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a partner. That one. That's the one that made him famous.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
And he said that he sang that song. He started humming it to himself because he was like, LA and the people of LA, not any friends in particular, he didn't have any family around him. His dad is what got him into drugs and alcohol when he was young. He started doing smoking weed and sniffing cocaine at like 13.
He's just that'd be like Linky.
Yeah.
Doing cocaine.
Like Link smoking weed and sniffing cocaine.
That
and then his dad
boggles my
lived
mind.
in LA. And his dad was they call him a failed actor, right? He wasn't very successful at it. I don't want to call him a failure, but he was in the party scene. He was selling drugs to everybody, right? And he was hanging out with a lot of big time celebrities back in the 70s, and that's where Anthony got his, that's where he saw what his dad was doing, and so he did the same thing. And his dad actually brought him into a lot of this stuff,
Michelle said great vocals. And Brad donated to your singing lessons.
To get me to shut up?
Oh. He said they were spot on.
Thanks for the nice words, Brad. I wasn't expecting that.
Is this a joke? This is what my mom tells me when she wants me to stop.
Who sings it? Used to love that song.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's keep it that way.
Hey.
That's what
Dwight.
Just saying, that's what my mom would
I
say.
know. Is Dwight doing that to me?
I don't think so. I think he's being nice.
Who sings that song? Red Hot Chili Peppers. Let's keep it that way.
He said used to love that song. Maybe. I don't know.
That could be taken as a joke. I think with Dwight, I think he's solid. I think we know.
Alan harmonized. So did the dogs.
All right, I'll let Fleece say what's up to everybody in the chat while I shut up for a minute. That's y'all got me embarrassed.
That's crazy, Jim. Jim was a
embarrassed.
13-year-old weed beer drinking little guy.
Oh man, that is not good for the brain. A 13-year-old.
No. Well, we missed half the hello. So hello. I think
Cost. Welcome to the show.
I think Brad was #1 to win a chicken dinner. We got Jeanette's here. Hi, Jeanette. Tiffany, what's up? Marilyn. Yes, we do have a great family. Thank you, Cherie. I think you're pretty too. Hey, Steph. Petey said he got his 1-year medallion today.
Yes,
wah, wah,
Petey.
wah. Woo! Go, Petey!
Petey's been around recovering addicts since we started, and he was just getting out of a rehab in Mississippi. He's like, just got out of rehab today. I got 30 days. We were like, woohoo! Holy crap, it's been a year.
Yeah.
Dang.
That's
Petey.
nuts.
Good job. That is success. I love it. And he's always just like, the posts he puts on Facebook, he always welcomes everybody into the group on Facebook. And Petey, you're a soldier, brother.
You're an inspiration, my man.
And some of the stuff he talks about when he goes, because he does a lot of local support too. So like, dude's working his program.
What's up, Malcolm?
Malcolm X.
It is super duper cute. Thank you. Who else? Jeff Jones.
Jeff Jones, welcome to the show, brother.
Hello. JV is in the house. I'm going to shout out
Feedback
Venture
on the mic.
Forward. We fixed it. It was your phone.
Oh, it's my phone.
Yeah.
It's next to the
That's why I stole it.
Good thing I showed you that earlier. You would never know.
I'd have just been like, I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But shout out to Venture Forward. Check out John V and his show on Facebook and
Shameless
YouTube.
plug for John Venturini.
Venturini.
Venture Forward.
Yes. Amazing man right there. Been through a lot.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, see? Feedback on. All better. What's up, Lish? Raina.
Lisha.
I'll call you after the show.
Peace and love.
Sup, Dwight? Glad you're here. Brad, win a chicken dinner. Share squad. See, and he's always share squatting us. Sweet guy. Desmond, hello. Jim, alcoholic. Got you, man. Steve, thanks for the share squad. Mad, hello. We fixed it. Let's see. Who else? Who else? Marilyn. Always a pleasure to see you here. Love it. Vincent Brooker. Nice to see you, Vincent. Oh, that's a tag to Vincent. Vincent, did you show up?
Interesting.
Matt Cost. Hello from Ohio.
Ohio.
Ohio,
Welcome,
Ohio. Round on the sides, high in the middle. It's my favorite Ohio song. What's up, Lauren?
No worries. How you doing anyway?
No worries. Raina is here. I think I got everybody.
Epi, did you say hi to Epi?
Big brother, what's up?
He said no. I mean, I used to listen to that song in my active addiction days. Just never knew who sang it. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Ting.
Now you know.
Download it right after this.
If you don't know, now you know.
Oh, you're good, brother. No worries.
He's like, I wasn't. I still think you were. Just kidding. Adrian, hello. Raylene, what's good? Yep, see, picked up his 1 year today.
That is so cool.
Proud of that guy. Oh, Brandy Plume. Oh.
Thanks, Michelle. I like it myself. Let me show you what it says on the back.
Yeah, it says, well, kind of. Says, stay strong, work your program. Don't put yourself in a high-risk situation. We recover better together.
Yep, has our little sign-off.
Recoveringaddict.org. Get you a t-shirt today. Hi, Brandy. Brandy. I'm so glad you're here.
Oh, cool.
So good to see you guys. Thanks so much for reaching out. So happy to be watching. Yeah, glad you could tune in. Hopefully you can make a meeting soon.
Yeah, that'd be cool too. Hey, sweet daughter Adrienne, proud of you. And you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Rosemary.
Sky, what's up?
Carla Bell, do we say hi to her? And Sky, what's going on?
I don't know. I think we're going to meet in the middle somewhere.
I'm at the bottom.
I know, and I was at the top. That's why I said we'll meet at the middle. I think, not Nadine.
Oh, so I got you.
Say he loves a shirt. What's up, Nadine?
Nadine, welcome.
My mom's best friend's name was Nadine
Cool.
when I was little.
Very cool.
Yeah.
You know what we're going
She
to
was
talk about
pretty
tonight, y'all?
I think if I missed you, I apologize. Hello.
We were talking about this in Zoom, and I just kind of been thinking about it, and I wanted to address it. But we're going to look at, 4/9/17. That's a good sobriety date. That's longer than I got.
That is a good date.
That's a good job. Proud of you. Congratulations.
Oh, Jenny. Hi.
So patience. And I can't spell, so I didn't know how to spell it. Because there's one like where people are at a hospital and they're patients, but that's not the kind of patience we're talking about. We're talking about patience and recovery.
Is that how you spelled it?
Probably. Maybe. I would, with being me, probably. I can't spell for nothing. And patience, I think, is we were talking about, and let me know in the chat what you think. If you got some sobriety under your belt, what do you think you would have liked to know first? So let me give you an example of kind of what I mean. I have a buddy who just moved to Japan, and we have an opportunity to possibly move out to Japan, or we're looking at some big changes here at Recovering Addict. And we reached out to him and we're like, hey, what's up with Japan? What do you think about Japan and this? And he's like, well, there's a bunch of stuff I would have known would have made my journey a little easier. So he sent us a bunch of information about if we move to Japan, what to expect. Help us to put together a better pros and cons list of whether we should move or not, right? Now think about this. You got 18 years in sobriety, 10 years, 5 years, 1 year even. What are some things you wish you would have known up front in sobriety, whether you would have retained them or not? We were knuckleheads when we first got here, so that doesn't apply. But right now, looking back, what are some things that I wish I would have done this first? I wish I'd have understood this first. I wish I would have practiced harder on this first. And the one thing I was thinking was being patient, understanding patience, not only with how long it's going to take to get over these cravings, how long it's going to take to get through this withdrawal, how long it's going to take to get my mind right and my emotions to quit going up and down and to just finally get to a normal up and down, right? And patience. And so I want to go through 22 benefits, 22 ways to practice being patient. Go ahead.
Carla says, I've tried to fix my Discord password and join y'all, and it's just not working for me. I'll keep trying patience. Atta girl.
Love it.
Hey, Misty.
You got 3X, don't we?
I can go look. Actually,
We'll
I can
let
look.
you know,
I can
baby.
look right here. Hold on. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, we'll let you know. For sure. Oh, yeah, never mind. He's on Facebook. Adrian says, I'll be 9 months clean. Nice. That is exciting. I'm loving everything that I've been blessed with to have to this point. Recovering addict is one of the keys to main sobriety. Thank you very much. That's why we celebrate sobriety here. Recovering addict with you. And we watch you too. We watch your little live shows you put on.
Yeah, we love it. I'm glad your mom's here. I'm guessing. That's
Misty
amazing.
Says, hello, LT and Felice. Welcome, Misty. Are the bad stuffs. Is Alan typing on your phone again, Jeanette? Feelings. Oh my gosh. Understanding the feelings after numbing them so many years with dope. Oh, that would be a good one to understand, huh? Hey, look, you just got clean yesterday. I want you to know you're about to hit a wave, a ocean. Pretend like you're at the surf and swim, the local swimming pool that has one of those wave machines. That's what your emotions are going to be like. All of a sudden, this big wave is going to catch you and you're going to fly and like land on the guy behind you. And then, yeah, try to understand that, right?
Okay, PD only goes to 2XL. Medium to 2XL in the green.
Yeah, we will. If like where we're narrowing it down, if it comes to fruition, obviously if God wants this to happen, it's going to happen, but it's definitely a lot closer.
It's way closer. It's only like 3 hours away
From Toronto, or
if we moved to Columbus or Cleveland, it's like 2.5 to 3 hours away to Toronto.
City where I come from, so run. Who sings that song? Drop it in the chat.
Is it old?
Cleveland is the city where we come from, so run.
No.
East 1999.
Is it gangster rap?
Yeah.
I don't know it.
I wish I knew that just because alcoholism was in my blood, that I could be different a long time ago. Oh, yeah, that's what's up. Love it. All right. Anything? One day at a time, one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. If we tackle that, then it allows us to tackle the next thing that comes our way. Absolutely. Baby steps, one day at a time. Yeah. That I think that kind of goes along with what we're going to talk about tonight is patience. Just, one day at a time. Just take it easy, one step at a time. That reminds me of one time I went snowboarding. And there's this one mountain peak. It's called James Peak out here at Powder Mountain. And you can either pay $100 and have this helicopter take you to the top, or you could hike it, right? You can hike it. And I remember as I'm like, well, I ain't got $100. I'm going to go try to hike this thing. And the guy was like, hey, just remember, just take little tiny baby steps. All little tiny baby steps till you get to the top. And I was like, okay, cool. And it obviously worked. I only made it halfway up the mountain because then I was like, man, this sucks.
I'm dead.
Carrying my snowboard and hiking up this dang thing. But yeah, and we learned that with Hawk, right? Remember?
Yeah.
We went on some crazy intense hikes. And he's like, hey, slow down. Just take just cut your steps in half.
Little choppy steps.
Take little tiny baby choppy steps. And guess what? You do that, your heart rate goes down, you get a little bit more strength in your legs, and you make it to the top. And you can apply that to your recovery as well. Thank you, John.
Oh, yeah.
Today I'm like, IGGAF. I'm not going to say that on TV.
There's all your gangster rap friends.
See?
Nadine.
Yeah, Nadine knows.
Adrian knows.
There's all my people coming out of the woodworks. Columbus. She says do it.
Yeah, because we're only like 2 hours away from you then.
Move closer to me. You know what? I got to go get my clock. I have a clock upstairs, and it's my favorite baseball team. It's got the Blue Jays on it. So I got to get that.
Did you pass up Warren?
Probably.
Warren said, thanks for all you do. Just in case anyone is suffering, we have been seeing a lot of success in our transition home. Please reach out to us if anyone needs a safe place to go.
Oh, dude, I want to hear about that.
He's at godschoseenones.org.
Oh, sick. Let me look that up.
What's up, Warren? Glad you're here tonight.
Hold on, leave that in there.
Okay. Cool website.
Yeah, I don't know. Check you guys out. And if you want to come on the show sometime, let's talk behind the scenes for a minute, and then come shout you all out. I love this stuff. Cool. Thanks for being here, bro.
What's up, new Eli?
Eli Nelson, welcome to the show. Good to see you. Glad you're here.
What you guys do?
Let me say it like the Micro Machine guy back in the day. Who remembers that guy? Micro Machine
No,
guy?
you're old.
Get a thumbs up for the Micro Machine man.
I was a baby.
So 2 times in my life, I hit rock bottom. I'm going to say this like you've heard me a million times. Back in the early 2000s, I was a meth addict, went to jail, 3 years probation, got a felony to prove it, that kind of thing, right? Got scared straight. And after that, I started becoming successful. My credit score went up. I got a good job. I got married, had some kids. Bought a house, sold a house. Now we're in this house. Got a great job at the base. And then I started casually drinking, unaware that I was addicted, right? Or an addict inside, an addict mind, addictive nature, that whole disease part of it. I didn't realize that. And alcohol took over. I became a fifth of night, raging blackout drunk until I had to check myself into a detox. Went to 2 different IOPs, completed both of their programs, and then started this channel. And then with this channel, this community just grew up around it and helped us and helped me stay sober with just like, I can get on our Zoom meetings and just let my heart out. And so we have a Discord app. If you notice, here's our 3 main platforms: YouTube, Facebook, and Discord. Discord is kind of the bottom of the funnel there. That's where we really get to know each other. That's where everybody lets each other know what's going on in their lives the most. Anything we do with recovering addict happens in there mainly. And we have daily meetings. We have daily meetings at 1:00 Mountain Time. That's Utah time. That's where we're located every single day. And then on Mondays and Wednesdays, if I don't cancel because of other stuff, we have a recovery class. I teach you all the way through the 12 steps. It's a 6-week class, 2 days a week. And we talk about what I learned in an IOP, and then what I learned studying the 12 steps. So we go through books and educational stuff, and we come on the show and we talk about educational things. And then we have a ton of Zoom meetings. We have Zoom meetings around the clock. And the cool thing about the Discord is if you join that and you say, hey, I need help, the next couple comments a few minutes later are, hey, do we need to start a meeting? Here's a link to a Zoom. And then, maybe 2 to 18 people show up. You spill your guts. Everybody talks for an hour. We laugh, we get out, and we help each other stay sober. Recovering Addict is a community with 24-hour support, over 16 hours per week, plus of educational live streams and Zoom meetings. And it's a community. So don't look at it just like, oh, this is a YouTube channel. It is a YouTube channel. We make videos as well. You're going to start seeing a lot more produced videos start to come out here shortly. And so we do stuff like that, right? And then we go live 4 days a week. Sunday and Tuesdays, it's my wife and I. Thursday nights, it's Jake. And then early Sunday morning at 3 a.m. Mountain Time is Dano.
Yeah. So he said, I just smoke weed. Every day.
Every day.
He said, cuckoo. Cool. And Michelle said, do it for the Blue Jays.
If R.A. Dickey still played for the Blue Jays, I would have already moved there.
Dwight says, I wish I'd have known how important #patience would be. Sobriety is a lifelong process. It takes time to heal your mind, body, and spirit. Being #patient with the process will help you indeed. Agreed.
##tic-tac-toe. #tic-tac-toe. I just made that up.
That's pretty good.
Patience isn't something you would typically find listed as a positive trait on a resume, right? Next time you have a resume and you fill it out, put that at the top of your list if you can actually live to it. I'm very patient. It may work good in the daycare.
That would be, yeah. Warren says he'd love to come on and share his unique strategies that they're employing in their transition home.
Yeah, dude. Warren, hit me up on Facebook or Discord, or recoveringaddict.org has my phone number on there too if you just want to text me, bro.
Yeah, here. Boom, recoveringaddict.org. That's not how you spell it.
Look, I got it right there.
Nice.
Yeah, bro.
Copy and paste.
So go to that website. You'll see my phone number, and you can just text me if you want to. No big deal. However, no matter what platform, if you go to Discord, Facebook, YouTube, on here, message me. It all comes to my phone, so I don't care which one you do. I just don't care.
Some people know who the Micro Machine Guy is.
All right, so patience. Are you going to put that on your resume? There's no doubt. How long do you have sober this time, LT? I have, I'm going on a year and 6 months now.
Year and 6 months. April 25th. That's your 6 months.
April 25th will be 1 year and 6 months. So I got clean. Well, in between the meth and the alcohol. So I was meth early 2000s, right? And I went to jail in my 20s. I was like 22. I was locked up for a year. And then I was on probation. So I was clean for that amount of time, a year or two, right? And the day I got off probation, I had weed because I was doing construction, and my boss, he was a daily pothead. And I remember being a pothead. I loved it. So the day I got off, bam, I got high. And I smoked weed daily until I was 30 years old. 30 years old, I had to get a job that required, until I was 28 years old, because that job required me to drug test. So from 28 till about 33, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, I was 5 years. 5 years of my life, I was completely sober at that point, from year 28 to 33. 33, I started casually drinking. 6-pack of beer turned into 12-pack of beer. 12 packs of beer turned into, mixed drinks with vodka and tequila. Vodka and tequila mixed drinks became whiskey. Whiskey became just only drinking whiskey and ice. And then to screw the glass, screw the ice, it was straight out of the bottle. And then my son got severely injured in 2017, and the top came off a fifth, and I tried to stay inside that thing for 2 years.
He said, congrats, brother.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Warren said, we teach a lot of financial literacy, which is shown to be a big impact. Teaching people how to get their money right gets people excited and motivated to continue the path. Also says, we are also the only place in our area that allows people on opioid maintenance medications. What are your thoughts?
Dude, I think, and when you say, what are my thoughts? And after you say maintenance, I think there's a new focus on mental health. There's a new outlook on sobriety with the way the world's working right now, the way the internet's working, the focus and attention. The stigma is changing. In my opinion, only the anonymous side, the cliche anonymous, go to meetings and don't talk about it, and we ain't going to tell nobody about it either. You go be an addict and recover in silence with other addicts, and we're going to hide you from the rest of the world. This anonymity, right? I think the blanket's coming off now with people like us, Nicole from Real Talk Recovery, Amber from Put the Shovel Down,
John V,
M to the Rock, all these solid people out there that are shedding a light on it. And maintenance medication is a huge thing. And I always say that recovery is subjective. It's so subjective to a person's cultural bias. Really? To a person's cultural bias, right? The culture they grew up in. This is worldwide. Things over in Australia may not be okay in America, or vice versa, right? But that was their culture. Big deal. And my opinion on maintenance medication, and if that's what you need to get better, use it. You do whatever you got to do for your recovery, no matter what.
And thanks, Malcolm, for
because of that,
giving us a shout out. Super appreciate that. Oh, whoops, Malcolm. And then FYI, Brad says I have a Zoom every night. Yep, he's our after the show guy. Every night for anyone that wants to come in and for anything, just to hang out, BS, or to talk about what's happening if you're having trouble. So after the live stream tonight, we're dark. I'm in the dark. After the live stream tonight, Brad is going to have a Zoom meeting. One more? Nope, go down. Back to... Yeah, that's good. I can only see my shirt. Too bright. That's fine. Y'all can see us.
That'll work.
Michelle said, well said.
Yeah.
Misty's been on Matt for...
Yeah, and Misty has to do that. And Misty's living a life of, recovery's about... A lot of times with childhood, we've had trauma, right? We've had survival skills built into us. We get this addictive personality built. And to get out of that and to grow as a human, the person you want to be, right? You see what you want, and that's what you're trying to grow to obtain this higher moral value. And if that's what you got to use to get there, because our bodies, we're all built different. We've all abused ourselves differently. I mean, somebody that slammed heroin for years and years and years, to expect them to just go cold turkey after their brain has been completely wired to surviving physically on this drug. And if they're getting Narcan and stuff, I mean, their body's jacked up. You can't just expect somebody to, okay, I'm abstinence. Yeah, that's the program. No, it don't work like that for people. And to beat somebody down for that, that drives me crazy. And that's like Alcoholics Anonymous is so big, right? Like, I keep hearing that. Oh, I was at Alcoholics Anonymous, but because of this, they shunned me. Because of that, they shunned me. You know what? We're all freaking addicts trying to survive in this ocean of craziness. Why can't we just get together? Everybody, there are definitely lines we don't cross, right? And I think we just got to work our program.
Yeah.
Fit you. Big Hunt, welcome back. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Desmond says we have to have an open mind in recovery.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Welcome back to RA After Dark. Now it's RA in the bright sunlight.
After dark.
it's kind of bright. Oh, what's the subject for tonight? Christy asked. Right now he's going through a thing called Patience. We're answering some questions.
Recovering Addict at Dark.
Ooh. What was that show? The creepy one with the creepy skeleton gay. That show always creeped me out.
Tales of the Crypt.
Yeah. That's what it reminds me of.
Did you get Warren?
Not that one.
Go ahead.
The Pennsylvania Department of Health listed marijuana as a possible treatment option, and opioid addiction is a valid reason to get on the marijuana program. Thoughts?
Like I said, we got to keep an open mind. I read a book that has completely changed the way I think about this. Chasing the Scream. I think that's what it was, right? We listened to this book on the way to New Mexico, and it's completely changed my mind. It's about the war on drugs. It goes all the way back to Prohibition, before Prohibition, and it's all about legalization of drugs, right? And the effect that Prohibition, and then letting alcohol become legal again, and then outline all these other drugs and the whole thing that was built around this war on drugs, the violence and deaths and mafias, and it's crazy. So marijuana, could it be? Probably. I don't know. It's a natural plant.
For somebody, maybe.
For somebody. For me,
maybe not for everybody.
I don't need to smoke weed to recover, but somebody else may need it. And if they do, I'm not going to judge them for that. You know what I'm saying?
That's their recovery. Let's see. Brad says, and that is why I love this group. Before I found you guys that night, I hated the thought of AANA or anything like that. But here is different and awesome and changed my opinion on recovery groups.
Thank you, Brad. Appreciate the kind words.
I don't judge. It's your recovery.
Yeah.
Work your program.
John V says marijuana is also a treatment for multiple sclerosis. It was a treatment for my not wanting to work. I noticed, I'm not promoting marijuana because it could, potentially lead somebody. I wouldn't let my kids smoke it, that kind of stuff, right? But when I was smoking weed, I remember going to the job site, all my joints would hurt. I wasn't a bong ripping, dab hitting pothead. I would take a couple little hits and that was it. And I'd go to work. But it took the pain out of my joints, I noticed. So, I've definitely got to be something to that.
We're out of America.
We are in the United States of America.
But we
have state of Utah.
Lots of friends in Australia. Desmond's from Australia. Cherie's from Australia.
Yeah, so if you're Australian, g'day there. There's some Australians in the chat you can say hi to.
Recovery is individual and subjective.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. Medical advice, as Alicia would always say, listen to your medical.
Yeah, definitely don't go trying to do maintenance medication on your own. Don't be trying like me. I have a surgery on my leg. I have fluid in it, and I took it upon myself to be the doctor. And then I told my doctor that today, and I was like, "Is that okay if I do that? If I drain my own thing, my leg?" And they're like, "Well, that's not our preferred method. No, probably not a good idea." I was like, "Okay."
We are recovery and we are everywhere.
It's the first rule of Fight Club, Brad.
I'll talk about the Fight Club.
Thanks,
Michelle.
All right, let's get into patience, man. The benefits of patience. Patience is a virtue. You heard that before, but what does that mean? There are a myriad of benefits being a patient person, both at work and in your private life. And it generally means, right? Now, if you're a patient person or if you have anybody in mind that's a patient person, you probably perceive this person as more relaxed, more of a friendly person, right? I'm not a patient guy. If I'm in work mode, I'm like, hey, we're talking, get to the point. What do you got to say to me? Okay, all the cutesy stuff out. What? Okay, good. Moving on. Out of my way. I'm moving. I'm working. Bam. You know what I mean? That's the kind of person I am. But if you see these patient people, you see that they are better able to focus on goals, or maybe they can make more rational decisions, or are less prone to angry outbursts like me. She doesn't burst out angry. I do. Fleece would be the patient one. I would not be. Patient people can learn new things rather than giving up because they're impatient. They take the time to figure it out, right? Although I do learn a lot more than you do.
After I fix it.
Yeah, that's true. They have stronger mental health due to less stress, right? That's what it generally means to be patient. And that's how it's a virtue. You're relaxed, you're friendly, you're focused on goals, you make rational decisions, you don't freak out, right? You're patient through learning things. And you got better health because you're not so freaking stressed out. Patience is a virtue.
It is a virtue.
Right? The single, often overlooked skill offers numerous advantages. And fortunately, it's not something you've been born with. I haven't been born with it. Anyone can work to become more patient. You just got to have some strategies and you got to practice it, right? So we're going to look at some things.
I wonder if there's something to that because your mind is busy all the time and mine's like laid back. So I wonder if that has to do with like why I have more patience.
Probably.
Because your mind's like always like right now, fast. And mine's like, moo, 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 moo.
Yep. She's a turtle. I'm the hare. We all do, yeah. All right. Practice being patient. If you have any strategies to practicing being patient, drop them in the chat. Let us know what your strategies for your life is. Because it sounds simple, right? But practicing patience truly is a legitimate way to improve your patience. After all, however, you improve your skills in playing the piano, right? Just like anything else. You keep trying, you get better at it. Practice, practice, practice. Everyday life will no doubt provide you with ample opportunities. Normal life will give you all the opportunities you need to practice your patience. But if you want to prefer to have a more focused and controlled way of practicing, we got a few things we're going to try. You could try this. You could try reading a difficult novel, right? And this suggests War and Peace. I imagine that's a long, dry, boring novel. You want to try being patient. You want to practice at being patient. Grab a book like that and sit down and focus and read it and make yourself do it. Another thing you could do is complete a large jigsaw puzzle, 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle. Sit down and put it together. That will help you practice being patient. And those moments you're just like, gosh, screw this. I'm out of here. Stop yourself and focus on finding the next piece. Or do a book of Sudoku. No, I ain't doing that.
No, me neither. I'm not patient enough for that one.
Linky can do Sudoku. Dad doesn't.
I think just because I don't get it.
You know?
I might if I
tens and
It's nines.
Nines.
See?
9.
81 squares.
You got 81 squares?
I'm searching up right now.
Okay. You could, if this is more your style, you could commit to cooking a meal from scratch. That's a good way to be patient. And I'll throw something else on top of that. Don't taste it until it's done. I know you got to taste the sauce. Let's not get into like details. But try not to sit and snack through the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Misha.
Misha.
Love you.
Ooh.
Watch golf.
Puzzles. Nobody loves puzzles. They're just bored.
Misha loves puzzles. Okay.
It's just something to do.
Desmond said, watch golf.
All right, Linky's quote of the day.
Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting.
Oh, that's actually really good. Not the ability, it's keeping a good attitude while you wait. I like that.
So do I.
Karen says, boss yourself around and practice being patient.
Don't you talk to me like that. I told you to settle down.
She loves puzzles.
I like this one. How many of you, when you're waiting in line, and I was at the doctor's office today, and you know how long you can wait at least twice at the doctor's office. You want to try practicing being patient? Ban yourself from looking at your phone while waiting for appointments. No, thanks. Offer to babysit for a friend or a family member. Well, can I babysit your kid? I need to practice patience.
That's odd. But if you got babies, I'm in.
I really like number 2. Focus on why are you being impatient? Those times that we feel that impatience, right? Like sometimes I get mad. I'm like, I'll cuss and stuff. And then this, reminded me, why? Why am I impatient at this moment? Focus on the reason behind your impatience. It can help you shine a spotlight on it. Do you detest waiting in line at the grocery store? And then you can ask yourself, am I hungry and I need to get home and eat? Or am I running late? Think about it. Why am I impatient right now? What is the reason I'm impatient?
I do that one.
Ask yourself that. I do that in the car too.
I'm like, why? I'm not even in a hurry.
I do that all the time. I'm like, whoa, get out of my way. God, you're in the fast lane. I'm in the fast lane. Move. I have nowhere to be. Why the hell am I in such a hurry?
You know,
It's a habit, right? Those are the habits we got to break.
I got a good quote about impatience. Impatience is the root of all your problems. You cannot force life to give you answers. You must let them unfold before you.
Let them unfold. Be patient.
Deal, Jeanette. I'll watch her.
Watch Harley now.
Yep.
I'm done with kids, bro. My oldest is 9, and that's it. That's the youngest kid I'll ever watch again. And when she's 10, that's the youngest kid I'll ever watch. My oldest is 16, and we're done. We're done with all that noise.
What does this even mean?
There are those who can extrapolate from incomplete data.
I don't know what that means, Brad.
That's Sudoku.
That's why I can't do it.
Brad.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you so much.
We'll play Sudoku
Ah,
together.
very good.
Why am I being
Look, what are you talking about, Bray? Brad?
It took an hour to type that. Be patient with those. Inspect the real reason why you're feeling impatient. When you acknowledge those reasons, you may be better placed to take control over the feelings and stop stressing about them. Oh, and a lot of times, like Felice said, we find out I'm not in a hurry. Calm the hell down. What am I being impatient for? That's me a lot of the times.
And even if I am in a hurry, I'm like, what hurrying gonna do? We get there at the same time anyways.
And you can only be late once.
Yep. Side note real quick from Hump to you. LT, side note. My video camera came in. Side note. I love puzzles, books, chess, cooking, Sudoku. Doing it is my problem. Sidebar to the sidebar.
What kind of camera did you get?
Okay, go ahead.
Number 3. What do you get her out of here?
Pet
Remind
peeve.
yourself that you are merely uncomfortable. That's a good one. Think about this. Life is the longest thing any of us are going to do. What's the longest thing you've ever done? Become 41 years old. That's me. I'm 41. That's the longest thing I've ever done is life, right? Life is the longest thing we're ever going to do. But sometimes mere minutes can feel like they stretch for an eternity. When you are in those situations, like being put on hold or you're stuck in traffic, it can feel extremely uncomfortable. You're waiting and you have no control over the situation, right? But try to remember, you're just uncomfortable. These situations are not impossible. They're not life-threatening. So even though it may not be enjoyable, it is certainly bearable. Learning to recognize and accept discomfort may make it easier to cope with. I heard that when I was working out back when the first time I got really fit. The guy was like, I'm like, oh, it hurts. He's like, are you hurt or just does it uncomfortable? I'm like, it's just uncomfortable. He's like, well, give it a couple more reps then. Let's make some gains here.
That reminds me of that sweat lodge we went to. Remember what that lady said about being comfortable?
Oh, yeah. Tell him.
I can't remember what she said now.
You're just uncomfortable. You're not dying.
Yeah, it's like, well, that's the other thing too, is being comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Yeah, get comfortable. being uncomfortable. That's recovery in a nutshell right there.
Uh-huh.
Maybe that's something that you may have wished you would have known. You know, that would have been helpful information. And maybe some of us do. I'm not saying like all any of the information. I'm just looking back saying, what are some of the things that we would have liked to have known at the beginning of our recovery that we know now would have helped us a little bit better along the way? And I think being patient and understanding being comfortable, being uncomfortable, getting comfortable, being uncomfortable.
Oh, it was escaping uncomfortable situations.
Oh, yeah. She goes, yeah, we were in this sweat lodge, right? Like a legit 4-hour long, 4 different sessions, 27 like steamy, hot boulders, right? Like in this igloo
awful.
of sweat lodge. It was horrible.
Do it.
Just once. One experience and out. But literally, the humanity sweats off you. By the time you're done, everybody's just like, wah, crawling through sweaty mud to get out, you know? But it was like round 2 or 3. I'm contemplating tapping out. I think we got out once to go to the bathroom, and I look at Flace. I'm like, should we just get out of here? I mean, we experienced. That's good enough. Let's get out of here. But we finished it, and that's what she said. People were like, "Oh, I want to," you know, like people were kind of getting a little panicky. You could feel it in the air. Like, "Hey, can we open the window?" Blah blah blah. She's like, "Hey, look." What'd she say?
She said,
She's like, see how quick you are to run away from being uncomfortable? Hasn't that been your life through addiction?
yeah.
Look how quickly you run away from being uncomfortable. She's like, just grin and bear this real quick. This is going to benefit you. I mean, it did benefit, like the sweating of the lodge. And a lot of people took the spiritual aspect of it.
She's all, just sit in it for a minute.
Just sit in that uncomfort and push through. That's what, you know, because in addiction, we're uncomfortable. Take a pill. Oh, I'm uncomfortable. Drink some drink. Oh, I got to go to this party and I can't socialize unless I'm drunk. I'm uncomfortable. Yeah, get used to it.
Yeah, and then just take a breath, and we slowly exited the thing, and nobody panicked, and it was fine. But I liked what she had to say.
Anybody need a linky joke of the day?
Misha said the longest thing she's ever done is watch her kids clean up after themselves. 1 whole day.
How does a rabbi make coffee? He brews it.
Ooh, but ting.
Yeah, watching your kids clean takes a lot of patience.
What's up, Zero Calm?
Zero Calm. I got zero.
Yes, I am a great patient or a great parent. Thank you.
Thank you.
You don't even like Star Wars.
Oh. Yes.
Thank you. Star Wars is bomb. See, another reason Zero Calm loves us.
Thanks very much. I like your YouTube handle. That's
Zero Calm. Do you need to practice patience?
Zero Calm. It's like the perfect subject.
I have zero calm right now.
Great link pun, Mom.
So another thing you can do is distract yourself. I think we're going to have to roll this show into the next show because this is 22 of these, and we're only on number 4. Distract yourself. Many situations demand patience, simply require you to wait, such as a long plane ride or a lengthy line at the restaurant. In these scenarios, there's nothing you can do to speed things up, but you can fill that time productively, so distract yourself. You can listen to a podcast. And I thought about this today when I was in the doctor's office because I was like, okay, I can get on here and just flip through Facebook, the endless scroll. And I was like, you know what? No. And I started reading articles and educating myself. I was like, oh, that's a much better use of my time. And then before you know it, Mr. Weaver, I'm like, hey, come on in. Doctor was there. So distract yourself. You can do it with podcasts. You can bust out some emails. I mean, our technology on our phone, we have many computers in our pockets. You know what I'm talking about. You can complete your daily minutes in a Duolingo to learn a new language. You can go to, Duolingo, yeah. Learn a new language. There's always ways to fill your time. And I would suggest us addicts, when we're in line, don't just scroll through Facebook. Do something educational. Somebody I heard refer to a car as Automobile University. You can, you got 30 minutes. Say you drive 10 minutes there, 10 minutes home. That's 20 minutes a day. You could be listening to a highly educational podcast or an audiobook and use these times, because changing your mind is what you put in here and in here. And if you don't put new things in here, nothing's going to change. You're not going to grow and learn. So, take those times of impatience and make it a tool for learning. Airplane rides, car rides, waiting in line, that kind of stuff.
Zero Calm, learning JavaScript. He's Zero Calm says, I have many patients, not patients. Paramedic over here.
Oh, cool.
Nadine does the sweat lodge.
Dude, we highly
They're crazy.
respect paramedics.
Yes,
This guy
we
was
do.
in an accident in 2017. Thank God for paramedics, first responders. The guy that drove the ambulance, I sat in the front seat of the ambulance and I was in the front seat of the helicopter. The guy that drove Link and I to the hospital, so they unloaded Link, put him in the room, boom, doors open, 800 doctors, right? And they push him in there. I got blood all over my arms and stuff, and the paramedic turns around and he just gave me this huge hug. Just sat and hugged me for at least a minute. Just gave me this big old hug. So shout out to paramedics everywhere.
Well, I got better. You know that part. That part's good.
Know
Michelle's digging it.
what triggers your impatience. If the light bulb in your bathroom blows out one morning, it's probably going to be a minor inconvenience, right? Big deal. But if it goes out 4 or 5 times in a week, you may start freaking out a little, unless you're some super saint. Most of us have common triggers that set off feelings of impatience. They often come from reoccurring events. This could be anything from noisy neighbors every night to kids not tidying up the house or cleaning up after themselves. Like my daughter, as soon as she walks through the door, one shoe goes that way, one shoe goes that way.
Coat
About
goes on
another
the floor.
10 feet, her backpack comes off and lands somewhere. Another 10 feet,
Ew.
10 feet after that, her coat's off and her mask ends up on a table and then she's flopped somewhere, right? And that could be a trigger for some parents.
Mm-hmm.
Recognizing
Thanks,
these
Zero.
triggers can help you manage your impatient responses. You can either find ways to alleviate or avoid them, right? You can call your counselor, your sponsor. Thank you, Marilyn. Or learn to accept that they will continue to occur and that being impatient won't help you in the slightest. I like that one.
That's a good one.
Number 5. Know what triggers. All right. We will, to be continued.
John
on
V.
patience.
What'd you say, John V? That's funny. Cliffhanger on the next RA.
Part 2.
Patience.
We'll
So-
get there.
Be patient, and we'll go over part 2.
Michelle, Millie and I are soul sisters.
Yeah. Which reminds me, I gotta go pick her up after this.
Zero Calm, you can join us in a Zoom meeting while you're playing.
Yes, I wish I could tip in Dogecoin. We love Doge.
Hashtag Dogecoin. Bro, where's my phone?
Doge to the moon.
All right, dude, check this out. So Doge is currently not sponsored. It's at 0.05. I have 53,965 shares. Proud investor in Doge.
Boom, boom. LT would love tips in Doge.
Yeah,
To the moon.
to the moon. I've been contemplating on trying to figure out how we can sell our merch for Dogecoins instead of
That would be cool.
like cash. I'll figure it out.
20,000 Doge.
Yeah, figure it out. 20,000 Doge.
I have almost 7,000 Doge. LT's got way more.
Yeah.
What is a Bitcoin?
What is Bitcoin?
Bitcoin's through the roof.
Bitcoin's insane.
No.
I don't want to wait till I finish now. Well, directly after this show, y'all, thank you, Rosemary, for being here. Is that Rosemary or Rosemaria?
Rosemary.
Rosemary. Is Zoom. If you are in our Discord, you will find the link. Yeah.
That's it. We're
Elon
moving to
Musk.
Mars.
Elon Musk. We love that. Dude, we a lot in common with this guy.
Now we love you.
Now we love you.
It's mutual. I think we just became best friends.
Awesome, brother. Okay, Brad is going to host a Zoom meeting after this. He calls it his late night Zoom. A lot of times it's just hanging out and chit-chatting. Other times we get into people that need our support and we're there. Or maybe I need support. We could be there for each other. That kind of thing.
Oh, you found it. Okay, good. Google it, Adrian.
God,
Google Doge.
grant me
The serenity to accept the things that cannot change, the courage to change the things that can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
Amen.
Amen.
Thursday, you all know what to do.
John V. from Venture Forward says, we recover better together by staying safe, staying sane, staying strong, and staying sober. You're worth it. Good night, family. Love you all. And until next time, y'all, do not put yourself in a high-risk situation. Stay strong, work your program, and remember,
We recover better together.